I'm Jace, I'm a junior here at Marquette. My question to you popped up, you said you had some other businesses. Do you have any current businesses that you're like, how the hell did I end up owning this and operating this? Or like that one odd egg out, or like the one weird one?
Right now, no. They're all doing pretty good, but yeah, I mean, I've failed a lot. I've closed a lot of businesses for sure, and mostly restaurants. You know, here's the thing though, like I have elements of projects that have failed. So we have a selfie museum, this 3rd Street Market Hall, right? And the worst thing you want to do as a business person is have a slow death. And we realized it really wasn't doing the numbers we needed to do. It was taking 4,500 square feet there, did a quick death, pivot, innovate, move on. Too many people get too attached to the business that doesn't work emotional. You're just going to you don't want to slow down, just kill it, move on.
That's a great question. We should follow the questions.
What sports did you play?
None. I just help out with our volleyball team here. So
Okay, awesome.
they geared me out. They're off to New York today, and yeah.
And you're here.
Next week they'll take me out here.
Hi, I'm Michael. I'm a sophomore here at Marquette studying engineering. I know with a lot of passion projects, there's a lot of time that you personally invest. How do you work around partners or employees who might not have that same drive, who maybe just want to stick to a 9 to 5, and who don't invest the same hours as you?
That's a really good question. And I don't think they're ever going to have your work ethic, your vision, your passion, right? But it's the culture and the vision. It's the vision that you build the company and the culture that you build in that company. I'm glad you asked that question because that's so important to me. I'm paying people more than I ever have. I'm also incentivizing a lot of people, right? And we do a lot of really cool stuff. Like I make sure my employees get great experiences that nobody else can get. Reward a lot of people. So, you know, you're never going to have somebody that's going to like work the type of hours and almost kill themselves for your company. But you hang on to the good people and you really take care of them for sure. No, just me.
I actually have a story very similar to actually what your question was. So there's another person that went to Marquette with me that wanted to build breaking and entering with me initially. Did the radio show with me, somebody I went to high school with. Eventually, that person, he was a psychology major, so he was very busy. More intensive than me with my little broadcast.
Because we study communication.
Yes, yes. So at some point, like he wasn't showing up for radio shows, he wasn't, you know, turning things in. Once it became like we're going to build a website, we're going to do some stuff, it was apparent he was probably not going to be the guy to do that with, and there was no hard feelings towards him. That's, I think, one of the main things is like I understood like, hey, you're busy with this, and it was just kind of like this unspoken thing where like eventually we got to the point where we're like, you know what, you do your thing, I'm going to do my thing. It was a very but it needed to happen. Like he needed to go off and do his own thing, and he graduated and, you know, ended up working in psychology and doing all the things he needed to do. But don't be bitter with that person. Don't, like, if it gets to the point where like you're frustrated because they're not there, you have to remember like, okay, this is a thing we're both going in on together, and some people aren't going to have a passion for it that you do. But you can still do your own thing and still push this as far as you can, and then ultimately make that decision. But don't be mad at them afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm done pushing people uphill.
Yeah.
Either they get your vision or they don't. For me, you know, they just don't have the time, right? So, but you will reward the people that get the vision, and so there's a lot of people that you can't push uphill.
Great question. I have nothing to add to that. I do my own thing.
Jim was the other guy at Breaking.
I was going to say, for namesake, let's call him Jim.
He was not. You're doing great.
Anybody? Yeah.
How do you go about finding that right person? Is it connecting with your network? Is it just going on LinkedIn? How do you find the person that fits?
I mean, honestly, you can look at a resume all you want. You interview. You know, for me, it's an interview. It's more of a conversation. Let's just try to get to know each other, and it comes down to like your philosophies on how you guys and how women, whoever it is, how you think. And honestly, you really figure out what people are made of on the job. I mean, I've seen some resumes that are so impressive to me, and the first question they're asking me is, how much vacation is it? Like, that's the first occasion when you sit down and talk and make an interview. And then I have a manager over at Carnevor that I'm like, I will pay for your vacation. won't take one, right? And so you really find out what kind of people, what they're made of. And honestly too, like, I'll be honest, I'm not a very patient person. And so, you know, I've kind of developed where I have a management style that buffers in between, like, I'll deal with a lot of the management staff, but I'm not gonna deal with people as much anymore because I just don't have the time. So you just gotta figure out what works for you. And honestly, you know, like if you were to work for me, we'll understand how each other are wired as well too, on the job. But I will say this, as young people, I'm telling you right now, if you guys, when you get out there in the employment world, let's say you start, because I recommend entrepreneur, that's great, but go start work for somebody, go learn industries, go understand industries, and if they're telling you to work 2 days a week, work 5 or 6. Like if you're willing to really gut check and work really hard, not point the finger at everyone else, you're gonna run over this whole new generation.
Take
I'm sorry,
accountability.
you are going to run over this whole new generation, I promise you that.
Hi, I'm Tice. I'm a junior here at Marquette. Criminal law is a major. I noticed you told us that at the age of 18 you went to Florida and you...
California.
Oh, California, I'm sorry. You
okay.
pursued it and all that stuff. What kind of drove you into like starting your own business? More in particular, like, I know you said sake to me. I don't know what industry that was in, but...
Oh, there was a sushi restaurant, yeah.
Okay. What kind of motivated you to go into the food industry? And also, like I want to get more into like the mindset you had, like overcoming the barriers in front of you, and like, you know, just staying disciplined in your craft.
There's like 4 questions. No, I'm just messing with you guys. No, I mean, I'll just be honest. Like when I was 18, I wasn't hanging out with the right people. I wasn't on the right path, you know. And so honestly, I just moved for a change of pace. I wanted to go out there and chase dreams. And when I came back, I knew that, like, I mean, there are financial kids at 22 that are a lot smarter than me. I know that there are people that do a lot of things for me that are smarter than what I am. But one thing about my partner, he's developed close to $1 billion of real estate. We're very good friends. We're partners in 7 deals now. He can't do what I do. And so I understand my skill set, and that's to connect with people. And I think that, I don't think there's anyone there's not many people that are better than, at least in my heart, I believe there's not many people that are better than me at what I do. So I found that skill set, I honed in on the skill set, and I knew that I could do something with it. And that's how I formed my first restaurant. And listen, there were bad experiences in it. I mean, I'll give you another story. You always laugh when I say I'm a story. There was a Marquette alum and his kids that came into my restaurant talking to me, and the hostess told them, come here at 7 o'clock. Well, I didn't have a table at 7. I don't know why she told me to come at 7 o'clock. I had a 2-hour wait. So the guy walks in at 5 to 7, and I'm like, yeah, it's going to be like 9 o'clock for your table. Well, instead of like being a reasonable person, he starts cussing at me. So my first thoughts were, okay, well, this is week 2. Do I just grab him and dump him on his head and choke him out? Like, he's screaming at me, cussing at me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was my mentality. Like, I was really upset. So I said, calm down. I said, hey, just give me 20 minutes. I'm going to get you a table. I'm going to make sure you have a great experience. We're going to just really hit it off, okay? I'll buy you drinks. So he goes to the bar, buys some drinks, and then I realized I made a mistake because now he's angry and getting drunk. He's bought 2 rounds of drinks, right? So I go up to my table of friends. You know them, buddy, you know them. And I go to the table and I go, hey guys, you just sat down. You know, I know you're waiting for this reservation. You guys are good friends of mine? And he's like, yeah, we're really good friends. Oh, we love you. I go, great, then you need to leave. Just kidding. I'll give you a gift card, whatever. So had appetizers, sat down on the table, had that table taken care of. The kids, the wife were kind of embarrassed by his behavior, cussing in front of everybody. When he walked out of there, he shook my hand and he just left. Didn't say anything. And I'm like, okay, well, I lost these guys. I did my best. I bought them all this stuff. Yeah. Here's the point of the story is my gift was I knew I could turn things around with people. Mm-hmm. He ended up coming back every single week with his family, and his kids, who were Marquette grads, are still customers of mine.
Wow.
Where most people would have been like, you know what, this guy disrespected me, this guy acted the way. So I feel like hospitality has been my skill set, and I knew that it's all about how you make people feel. That's what it comes down to. You don't make money from transactions, you make money by relationships. And relationships is something that I don't even think universities can teach you those types of things. And I think you should get your degree, but relationships will take you farther than any degree you could ever imagine.
No doubt. No doubt.
Is it time for me to choke them up?
I think it's
No.
Sure.
Jim, you wanna volunteer for this
Yeah,
one?
right.
Little entrepreneur right there.
There it is.
I read about, I read about.
Wait a second, you said he can't read.
True.
I know him, that's why I said he's
There
very,
you go.
very, very, very talented.
Choke him out then.
Very
Yeah, choke him out.
He actually, for a 19-year-old, is a VIP at Carnevor that has his own name on a knife,
Oh my gosh.
along with LeBron James. I mean, he's
I
a
have
great.
questions.
Yeah.
Once you're done, I have questions for you.
He's very successful.
What'd you read about it?
I just read about the president eating at the sushi restaurant, and I was just curious about how that all played out, because it didn't say much about it, but I was curious.
Boy, you're going way back in my Google files, aren't you? Jeez, okay, so,
Yeah.
yeah, no, again, it's treating one customer, meeting one person at a time. And that spirals into, all of a sudden, you have connections with some guy who's running the Democratic National Party and the campaign manager, and also became friends with him. And then all of a sudden, he's like, hey, will you host President Obama at your restaurant? I'm like, absolutely, it's an American thing. You know, I'm not sure if I do that for Trump right now. But, just kidding. Actually, I did host some the other day, one convention. But, so basically, they're like, I was like, yeah, I'd be an honor. So it was $18,000 a seat. There were 25 of us. Just sit down with President Obama. I knew 2 weeks ahead of time Secret Service came in, and I was geeked because I wanted to meet Secret Service. I wanted to meet snipers, I wanted to meet all those guys, right? And so I remember I had Aaron Rodgers and Olivia Munn as my guests, and I had Randall Cobb as my guest. And Aaron was not calling me back, and I'm like, dude, I know you don't return the calls to most of your friends at the time, but this is the frickin' President of the United States. And he finally gets back to me, he goes, oh, so sorry, y'all. We have an off week, we decided to take vacation. I'm like, well, thanks for letting me know for a week later. It's only the President of the United States. So I had someone else show up for it. And I will tell you though, yeah, it's an airport, man.
I know Aaron like I think I do.
But I will tell you this about President Obama, like, whatever your politics are, at the end, staff had to leave, they didn't get to meet him. They were running it short on time. He came out of the bathroom, I was talking to the Secret Service, talking to security, and I said, hey, listen, my staff wants a picture with him so badly, and they're like, no, we can't. I'm like, how about all the jerseys I got you guys? You guys were on the ask all week, right? And President Obama overheard him saying that, saying, what's going on, Omar? What's happening here? I said, nothing, it's okay. And they said, oh, Omar wanted his staff to come back and take a picture. They're at another restaurant 2 minutes away. He says, hang on, bring them all over here. Took the time for all of them to come back, took 5 more minutes, which the presidential time is 5 hours, took a picture with every one of them, the whole group, hugged them all, they all started crying. I mean, that was incredible. That was an incredible moment. I still keep in touch with 2 of the Secret Service over there. And the snipers, for some reason, were all like 5'3". But here's how intense it was. Like, when they first came in, they were bossing me around. Like, do this, do that. And I'm like, oh, okay, yes, sir, yes, sir. And then they saw my guest list, and all of a sudden they started being nicer. And then all of a sudden, I saw boxes coming in with Randall and Aaron jerseys. It's a true story. I'm like, you guys are fanboys. You guys are Secret Service. They were up there with I don't know, binoculars or whatever. They were on the roofs 2 days before, measuring and timing the millisecond of how fast the boat would come down in front. They had military put in my office, so they secured the whole air above. They put a tent out front, so when the motorcade came in, no one saw him. It was intense. They shut the whole city down. Everyone was texting me saying, you screwed up the whole city, Omar. It was crazy.
Gosh, if I can Uber X out, I feel like that's special. Goodness. That corner.
Hi, my name is Evan. I'm a freshman here at Marquette, and I'm majoring in business here. My question was, who did you feel you had a connection with who actually benefited you the most when starting up your companies, and I guess helped grow everything that you've made?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So I have what I call wingmen, and I have about 6 people that I go to that I really trust, that I go to for advice as mentors and whatnot. You know, and honestly, if I'm in the weeds, I'm in the hole, like I really feel like I'm deep into something and I don't know my way out of it, I'm one of those guys that'll be there for them, they'll be there for me, but I'll get all of their opinions, okay? And normally, if it's 5 out of 6 that have one certain type of opinion and it's in my heart to do that, that's kind of which way I'll flow. And that's why it's so important that you surround yourself and you have the right people in your life. I hate to tell you this because it sounds terrible. Most people don't want you to succeed. I mean, it's the truth. Most people do not want to see you continue to climb and succeed. So you've got to find the people in your life that will support you and want to see you succeed, and that's the few. That's the few. You'll have people. I've had friends turn on me for no reason because I was succeeding. So you got to have the right people in your life. But I have a group of 6 people that I really go to for that reason. I'm not trying to talk you out of entrepreneurship, guys.
Keep
Go
doing
on,
the thing.
you're successful, will be the best revenge.
I have a follow-up question to that. When did you meet those people? Was it in California? Was it later within your industry?
No, later in the, so basically, I mean, carnivores have kind of been, anyone been to carnivore? Yeah, I mean, you guys go to Marquette, you guys have money. It's only like $126 per person check average. Come on, guys. We should organize something here with the group and do something, and maybe I'll bring a bunch of sliced steaks for the group or something like that. Truffle mashed potatoes.
That sounds great.
Yeah, you guys, like, next one of these, or one of the next, let me know,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
bring a bunch of steaks, we'll have some steaks, and you guys will understand why. Then you're gonna make your parents take you there for your birthday anniversary. What was the question now?
What did you meet those people?
So carnivore has kind of been the secret of my sauce. And the reason that I sold my restaurant group and I still have carnivores, because that's where I raise my money, I do my political deals. I will tell you, so many things in the city got done at Carnivore. It's crazy to think that's where everything gets done. So, yeah, I met just about everybody through there.
Yes, I go to Carnivore.
I know, I came on, yeah.
Yeah,
Love
spend
that.
some money, guys.
I know. Yeah.
Isn't a question, I'm gonna throw a name at you. I worked with a guy in the kitchen last summer, named John Gearhart, worked at Carnivore about 8 or 9 years ago, something like that.
I think I know.
French guy, mustache, really eccentric.
Oh, yeah.
Kinda funny.
Very eccentric.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, very definitely.
Yeah.
Fun guy, but, you know,
Yeah,
I work with
yeah,
him. He spoke very highly of Carnivore and
That's
the people
awesome.
over there, so.
That's awesome. Yeah, where's he now? I need people.
Raised Grain.
Oh, sure.
He's been there since the food truck and the whole brewery, and they're doing a lot of big business over there too.
Yeah,
That's a
they
good
are.
spot.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Well, I think we are at time. And guys, this was a wonderful night. Omar, thank you
Yes,
so much for
Yeah,
being
thanks for
here.
coming, you guys.
Yeah.
Remember, Omar@MTV.com. If you guys have any questions, need advice, please send me an email. I'll meet with you guys.
Yeah, he's the real deal. And we will be back here November 16th at noon, and then Thursday, December 7th at the same time at 5 o'clock.
Maybe I should bring some steaks then, December 7th.
Yeah, December
Remind
7th.
me.
Yeah, I
My
will.
birthday is
Hold on a
December
second.
8th.
Don't get the attendance too high, because
Yeah.
carnivore is expensive.
We're gonna do that.
Yes.
There's a
That's
capacity
your
in this
first
room.
come,
You
first
are all
served.
welcome now, but
Yes.
other than that, it'll be it.
The day before my birthday, perfect.
Yeah, that's why we're doing it.
Yeah,
It's,
obviously.
But thank you guys so much for coming out. If there's, obviously there might be a little more grub up there, so feel free, and we'll be around for a little while.
So, sir, here's what I like to do too. You think of a contest
Mm.
that you can put on for the entrepreneurs, and I'll give one winner a dinner for. Carnivore.
Fantastic.
Got it.
It's like a $600 value, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
There you go, guys.
All right. Thank you so much.